Everybody say hello, Macy.
Hi, Macy.
Hi, Macy. That was good. That was a good one. All right. This is section 1.1. I could not get this to scan very well, so my papers are all wonky, but I'll have my TAs scan the rest of these, and hopefully they'll do a better job than me. I don't know. 1.1, we are starting like functions and linear functions and all sorts of things about graphs and functions. Just touching the surface of that in chapter 1. Functions and continuity, okay? I'm going to change the instructions on some of this stuff because I'm not going to deal with codomain. I'm not going to deal with one-to-one and on-to functions. So I'm going to change your instructions a little bit on your homework assignment. We're just going to do domain and range and whether it is a function or not a function. I don't worry about on-to and I don't worry about one-to-one, okay? Good? All right, so you got to pay attention to what the instructions are. I'm going to cross out this codomain. We don't touch on that yet. We're going to do domain and range for example 1. Here we go. All right, some of you guys have said this already. I heard, was it Colton, where you talking about domain and range? Okay, domain, what's domain have to do with?
It's X.
The X values. Okay, so let's put that next to this. Domain is the X, range is the
Y.
Y's. Great. Okay, so when you're looking at a graph, like these two, this is the graph of, do you know what kind of function this is?
Linear.
What is this thing? Linear is line.
Yeah. I just know.
That's a parabola. Do you know what a parabola, like the function is for a parabola? X squared, okay? It's quadratic. We're going to get to that. Quadratic functions are parabolas when you graph them. Very good, okay? Lots of good answers, all right? So this is the graph of a parabola or quadratic function. The domain is the x's. So assuming that, you see these little arrows on that edge of the parabola, right? Assuming that those would continue on forever, x goes left and right, right?
Yep.
Left and right. Will this function continue to go left and right forever?
Yes.
Yes. As it goes down, it's going to continue going left and right forever. So it's going to touch every x coordinate, right? Like as it goes down and out here, it'll hit 6 and 7 and 8 and 9 and 10 and all the way through, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So because there are no restrictions on the x value, the domain is
Infinite.
infinite. We say either all real values, all reals, or I do an R, a capital R, a bold-faced R, okay? It's like I do 2 lines and then an R, right? So you can either put all real numbers, or that bold-faced R, okay? Because it's going to touch everything. The Y values, Y's go up and down, correct?
Yep.
Up, down. Will this function go down forever?
Nope. I mean, yes, down.
Yeah, so down
yes.
forever, right? He'll keep going down. But will he go up forever? No. What's the tallest he gets to
0.
for the Y coordinate?
0.
Right. 0 is the highest he goes for the Y coordinate. So because the maximum Y value is 0, the range is Y's have to be, what's this symbol?
Oh, greater than or equal to?
Less than or equal to. The smaller end comes first when you read it from left to right. Less than or equal to 0. That's the range, is Y is less than or equal to. The domain was all reals, range is Y is less than or equal to 0. Got it? Good to go? Okay, let's go to the next page. We're not messing with codomain. Let's do this guy. I'm going to change instructions. Let's do domain and range. Domain and range for this function right here where it says check. You see that? Domain and range. Okay, domain is the x's. X's go which direction? Left and right. Will this thing go left and right forever?
Nope.
Yes.
Well, no.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
As it goes down, it's going to go out. Not very fast, right? It's going faster down than it is out, but it is going out as it goes down. You see how that works? It is going out as it goes down, okay? So it will touch everything eventually as it goes down and out. So all reals for the domain. You can put an R there, or you can say all reals, okay? The range, will it go down forever?
Yes.
Yes. Will it go up forever? No. What's the highest up it goes?
3.
3. We're talking Y coordinates. So the highest it goes is 1, 2, 3 right here. 3 is the highest it touches. Do you see how that works?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So we say Y's have to be
Less than or equal to.
less than or equal to 3. Now why do you say equal to 3?
Because it can be 3.
Because it does touch 3, right? It touches 3, but it doesn't go any higher than 3. Does that make sense? Domain and range? Okay. Now let's talk about this. Is this thing a function or not? Do you know how to determine whether it's a function?
It's not.
It's not because it touches the same
Point twice.
It's a function.
It's
It will not.
It's not function because it touches the same point twice.
No.
It doesn't touch the same point twice.
Okay, so it's considered a function. Everything is a relation. It's a way of relating two variables x and y. So this is a relation, but it's a function if the x values don't repeat, right? If the x values don't repeat, okay? A way of looking at that when you're doing it is a vertical line test. So if I draw a vertical line straight up and down, will it touch it twice?
No.
No, because even though these look kind of like they're going straight up and down and it's like gonna follow along there, they are going out as they go down. So it's not gonna touch more than once. So is it a function? Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes, a function. So I'm just gonna say yes function. Okay, put that wherever you want to. You can organize it a little bit better. Okay, now you guys said that the values repeat. Okay, you're talking about the y coordinates repeating. So I'm gonna change colors and I'm gonna show you, like, let's say like this dot and this dot. There are two places that have 3. This is 1, 3 and this is -1, 3. The fact that the y coordinate is 3 on both places means this is not onto. We're not gonna talk about onto, okay? So it is a function, but it's not onto because the y coordinate repeats, right? Okay, so that's how that works. Got it?
Got it.
What? Got it? Okay, perfect. All right, let's go down here to, let's just talk about domain and range for this one. Okay, this is kind of a weird table. What are my x values?
Year.
Year. What's my y values?
Everything else.
Everything.
Yeah, everything else. And this is kind of weird because we have x values that are year, but then we have like a y1 and a y2 and a y3. So this is really like 3 tables, but all smushed together. You see that? Okay. So when we do this, our domain is going to stay the same. These 5 things. So our domain is just listing out the years. But when we do range, we would probably have to specify, are we doing the range of the gold medals, the range of the silver medals, the range of the bronze medals? I can't read. Okay? Which one are we doing? Are they wanting us to lump it all together? Right? They will specify that. Okay? Is this a function or not a function?
No. Well, it's not.
No, it's not a function because the y.
Which one are we worried about repeating?
All of them.
The x. Does the x values repeat?
No.
No. No. Okay, let me do this. I'm gonna change this table over here to off to the side. Do you guys have room over here in the written lines? Mine's scanned wrong. Okay, so let's say the x's and the y's. I'm gonna create a little table for you. Do we have some Super Bowl people in here that like know the winners for the last 5 years? No? Should we just make them up?
Sure.
Okay, so do we know in 2023 who won? In 2023 it was the Chiefs. Okay, in 2022.
No, it was the Eagles. It was
Eagles?
Bengals and
I don't know this.
Bengals
Rams?
and Rams.
It was the Rams.
Rams won. Okay. Before that, 2021.
Chiefs.
Chiefs again. All right. What's 2020? 2020.
Tampa, I think.
Tampa.
Yeah, Tampa Bay.
You could be making this
The
up. You could
Buccaneers.
literally give me a baseball team, and I would write it up here and not know the difference. Okay. We'll just leave it at that, right? Okay. So here's the deal. The Chiefs are on there twice. Is this a function?
Yes.
Does the Super Bowl function properly? Yes.
Yes.
The way that it goes, we only have one winner for every year. Now, we had the same team win 2 different years, but is that legal?
Yes.
Yes, right? The Chiefs won 2 different years, right? But we didn't have a tie. If we had a tie, then that would mean it's not a function, right?
Yeah.
Because that's illegal. They're not going to let somebody tie in the Super Bowl, right? They're not going to let that happen. So we don't have 2 teams for 1 year, but we can have the same team for 2 different years, right? The Chiefs won in 2 different years. So this is a function. So the y coordinates can repeat, but the x's cannot. Got it? Okay. All right. Go down to, where are we at? I'm changing instructions on you first day. Sorry. Let's go over to the next page. Okay. Let's do some more domain and range. Domain and range. Domain and range. All right. Yeah. Let's do all these. Domain and range. Domain, range. Off to the side, put it wherever you want to. I don't care if it's in the written. You can put it in the lines over here. I'm not going to go through this stuff because that's too much reading. We don't want to do that. We're not in English class. We will read from time to time a lot. But domain and range. X's. The domain is the X's, left and right. Will this thing go to the left forever?
Yes.
Yes.
This thing? Will
Yes.
it go to the left forever?
Yes.
Will it go to the right forever?
Yes.
As it goes up, it will eventually go to the right. So what do we put for domain?
All right.
All real numbers, okay? All round numbers. Okay, what about the range? Up and down. Will it go up forever?
Yes.
Yes. Will it go down forever?
No. Yes.
No.
Is that thing going down forever?
No.
It will not
It
reach
will.
zero.
Yeah.
Well, this is an exponential function, and what happens with exponential functions is gonna level out at 0. It's never gonna go below 0.
Yeah.
Right? Because it's kind of like population or bacteria, right? Like the bacteria starting with like 0, and then 0 becomes 2 bacteria, and 2 grows to 4, and 4 grows to 8, and 8 grows to 16, and 16 grows to 32, and it keeps going up and up and up really fast. Right? But we never have a negative number of bacteria. So it's gonna level off on that end, okay? And so what do we say for range? Y's are greater than or equal to 0, right? Everything's gonna be above 0. Oh, is it gonna touch 0?
No.
No, so we should say greater than.
Dang it.
Whoop. I gotta find my eraser now. It's all in different spots. Y is greater than 0. Okay, it's never gonna touch 0. Alright? Because we gotta start with 1 at least. Or point something, right? Alright, let's go down to this one. This one's a parabola. We've already done one of these. Domain and range. What's the domain? What in the heck? All real numbers. It's gonna go left and right forever. So we put all reals. The range. Will it go up forever?
No.
No, what's the highest it goes?
4.
4. Y is less than or is it equal to? Yes, less than or equal to 4. We see how this works?
Yep.
Yes, perfect. Let's go to the next one. Ooh. Domain, left and right. Will it go left forever, right forever?
Yes.
It's gonna go left and right forever. Will it go up and down forever?
Yes.
Yeah, so domain and range for all reals. This is what type of function?
A slope.
Linear.
This is linear, right? It's a line. It's a linear function. Y equals x. Okay, we'll get to know all of those. Okay, y equals x. Always linear functions. Domain and range is all reals, all the time. Okay. For a parabola or a quadratic function, your domain is always going to be all reals, but your range is going to be greater than or less than a certain value, right? Because he's going to start and go down or start and go up, right? Okay, so that's how that works. All right, let's go down to the next thing is discrete and continuous. I'm just going to have you circle the word continuous and circle the word discrete, and I'm going to give you a definition that you don't have to read a big paragraph to understand, okay? Discrete. The word discrete, a better word for that is countable. Countable. We do this in my stats class too. They're learning discrete and continuous. Not today, but they will. Discrete is countable. Discrete is a finite number, okay? Like the number of students in this class. There are 8, 10 of you. That is a discrete number, right?
Continuous would be on.
Kind of. We'll get to that. Oh, we're gonna run out of time.
Students, reminder, the FFA will host a watermelon feed today after practices. All students are welcome to attend. Please meet in front of the Ag Barn. Also, we will be starting to hand out Chromebooks on Monday. Only students that have their paperwork turned in and their Chromebook fees will be able to get their Chromebooks. So please be sure that you have all your paperwork and fees paid and turned into the office.
Okay, so a finite number is discrete. Also discrete. Okay, this is where discrete and continuous gets confusing. Stars in the sky.
Discrete.
That is discrete.
Also, teachers and students, it had been on the schedule that we would be MAPS testing this next week. We will not be MAPS testing the week of the 14th. That will be the week of the 21st.
Oh, let's go. Is there a finite number of stars in the sky right now, yes or no?
Yes.
Yes, even though the sky continues on forever, and heaven forbid we have to count the stars in the sky, there is a finite number of stars in the sky. Got
There's
it?
a certain number.
Continuous would be like, there's decimal places in between things. So, like my height, it was a certain point in time that I was 4 foot 6 inches tall, right? 4 foot 7 inches tall. But I wasn't just 4 foot 6 and went straight to 4 foot 7. I was 4 foot 6 and a quarter, and 4 foot 6 and a half, and 4 foot 6 and 3/4, right? I hit every decimal place in between those inches, right? It wasn't just finite places, right? So here's what discrete looks like on a graph. Countable looks like on a graph. Woo. It's little dots versus countable, or continuous looks like a curve. It's touching each other, right? It's a line. It's a linear function, or it's a line function. Okay, not necessarily linear. So continuous is going to hit decimals in between those. Got it? Good. Okay, let's stop there. We'll finish on Monday. Huh? This is gonna take 2 days.
This year.
What?
Got it this year. So I just get room in my backpack.
And you're
Oh shoot, I forgot about
In your locker. All right. So Macy, we'll finish that on Monday.